Hi everyone, my name's Donkey, and today we're back doing another Game Maker review. So today we're reviewing a game called Sprite the Night. And the first line, which is always great, is "Hope I've done this right?" Okay, yeah. I don't know what you mean. I don't know if you mean the game or the page. Obviously the page. Yeah, you can probably get rid of that. I mean, yeah, and the game as well. There's obviously some things to work out, and we'll go through that. But yeah, it's for children, so I didn't actually read this first, so I opened it up and I was like presented with some easy maths problems. I was thinking, what? This is way too easy. And then I looked back and said, for young children. Right. So comes in as a zip and everything. And it is lovely and all, but we're gonna just mute that. I thought overall the sound effects were not horrendous, but a bit weird. So for example, I've not clicked on it. Alright, so like that, first checkpoint turned on. I don't think you turn on a checkpoint, but that's personal preference, I guess, and stuff. And then you get this kind of, like, I'm not going to play the sound, but it's a weird sound when you meet the dragon, and personally I think the sound isn't right. It should be more of a dragony sound, and yeah, it's not the greatest. Also, there's I can't really point because my pointer apparently disappears when we hover over, but if you look at the bottom of the character, the feet are actually in the question, which is a bit weird, and that's to do with the drawing order. So you're drawing the player after the box, which it shouldn't really happen. Also, another thing I couldn't quite understand is why we've got shields in the corner as lives. I think, especially on a kids game, they should realistically be more like lives, more recognisable. But the rest of it is quite simple for children to grasp, I think. So the questions are doable. Obviously, as I say, I did them and got a bit confused by what was going on. I thought these were genuine questions, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, this happens, and then what I found out was that we can't walk through here. This whole idea seems to be a bit pointless. So we've got this dragon here, but we can't get to this. Oh, I can't point, but this white and red one there at the bottom, we can never get to it. Also, just on the topic of things that I thought were a bit weird, this really, really well animated and well drawn dragons flying in the background, and that's a bit weird because the whole thing is cartoony. In fact, I'm gonna say it now as well, is that a lot of the textures I've spotted are from one of the demos in the Game Maker Studio 2. But so that is something to look out for, because I'm not quite sure what the rules are on those, whether they are open to everyone or whether you have to have rights for them or not. I'm not sure. Professional trial is expired. That's not part of the game. Also, another thing I thought was that having these these questions are ridiculously easy, like 8+1. Now, even to like very low level children, that's what. Try again. Okay, so I lost a life there, even though I put 9. Okay, yeah, that is quite an obvious glitch. Yeah, and we've not lost a life there as well, which is weird. So if you put the right answer in, so the right answer is 9, and you press enter once, it says well done. You have to watch carefully. If you double press it, says try again. See, try again. Even though it's not advanced, the next question, it's not done anything, and we haven't lost a life or anything. But anyway, that's like a small little glitch. Yeah, if you press it any time within the time it says well done, then it glitches and you lose a life. Anyway, that's kind of weird. Also, notice this question keeps coming up, 8+7. A lot of them seem to ask that. So possibly make the questions random. I doubt they are at the moment, but yeah, whatever. Also, what I didn't quite get was that the water appeared to me as being an obvious threat. You know, you're avoiding going in the water at almost all costs. However, I noticed that if you actually fall in the water, it was quite hard to. Yeah, to get in. But if you fall in the water, all that happens is you respawn. You don't lose a life. Okay, I just pressed enter by accident. But yeah, apparently we didn't lose a life there. I feel like the lives is a little bit broken. I almost want to test what happens when we hit 0 lives. I wonder if we double press it during the try again, it cancels the. Let's test that. So if we just press it once, we've not lost a life. It seems to be entirely random. What if you put like 16? That's obviously wrong. And we let it go through. We don't press it twice. We lose a life. So let's try that again, but let's double press it. Triple. Why not? We have not lost a life. Well, okay, whatever. What happens if we do lose our lives, or if we cancel it, we press it twice? Yeah, we've not lost a life. It seems that if you press enter twice, you don't lose a life, no matter what. But it still gives you the feedback, like try again. So yeah, that's a bit weird. So you start back at the start. What happens if we can't go off screen? So yeah, what I would say is the sound effects definitely need some work. I feel like they were good sound effects, but just not in the scenario they were used. Like they were made for another purpose. Likewise, the art. I think the art, as a guess, isn't yours, and that you've took it off someone else. And of course, there's rules around that. But this is me speculating. If that is the case, there is rules against it and stuff, depending on what the rights are to it. But also that to be aware that even though they are free and everything, even though they might appear to fit in, even just things like the amount of pixels can affect how it looks. For example, the dragons are very in detail with their shading and stuff compared to the dragons that we've got on screen, which are flat one color cartoon, which again, yeah, it creates too much of a difference. It looks too odd. And then the lives, that is obviously a coding error, and the questions could possibly add with a little bit of variation, but really it's worth getting those things sorted first. Especially the sound is something that's quite key in children's games. That's something to work on, I think. But yeah, I think the sound effects were useful, but just could possibly rethink the scenario in which they used. But yeah, that was my review of Sprite the Night. If you like the video, remember to like, subscribe, what else do you guys want to do, and I'll talk to you in the next one.